Senator Adams Oshomole shook the internet by calling Atiku Abubakar a rabbit and a frustrated politician. He went further to slam Goodluck Jonathan and Peter Obi, saying that the opposition will lose the 2027 general election. Guys, you would be shocked.
Let me take you to the very first soundbite and the very first issue I raised, which has to do with what Atiku Abubakar is saying. Why does it look like it is difficult for leaders to empathize, to visit, when some of these issues are hot and people are mourning? And in the same plateau he said that it doesn't look like President Tinubu has the feelings of Nigerians or how the Nigerians at heart. He'd rather go there to marry than to empathize with them.
Well, I think you should. I have sympathy for former Vice President Atiku for thinking that even in matters of death and honoring or paying respect to the dead, that all these issues have to be politicized. I think as an elder statesman, even at his age, he should know a lot better. Nobody can accuse President Tinubu of being insensitive merely by reason of the fact that he went to pay his respect to the mother, last respect to the mother of APC chairman. He has attended other fora. So if a president goes to pay condolence visit and all of that with ordinary Nigerian, what is the issue? How does that? Is it either you do this or you don't do this? And this was even a weekend. You know, I have had this privilege of being more or less the one-man opposition when Atiku was vice president. And they forget in a hurry some of the things they did when he was vice president, under President Obasanjo. You know, I'm talking about this death, which is a continuation of the Boko Haram that developed while Atiku Abubakar was vice president and Obasanjo was president. So it's a question of picking and choosing. And for them, rather than deal with the substantial issues of alternative policy choices for Nigerians to decide, they seek to trivialize politics by going to ridiculous argument about empathy and or lack of empathy. How does the fact that the president attended a church service of a departed mother of a Nigerian become evidence that he has no empathy for people who are killed? I have sympathy for Atiku for this, because he has allowed himself to be consumed, you know, by politics. Everything he's seeing in the eyes of partisan. Well, I think it should be more than that. It should find space for some statement.
But don't you
or even be silent.
But don't you think that there is some kind of sense, if you look at it carefully, what Atiku Abubakar is making? When the president went to Benue State, he said that the president couldn't even go to Yawata, where the attack happened. The president only stopped in Makodi. He said that the president couldn't even visit Plateau State when people were killed. And that is only when the death affects a member of his party, that's when the president feels the empathy. And there are those who will be asking the question as a leader, maybe there's a need to get on the ground as a show of empathy to those who are mourning, especially when attacks are coming on innocent Nigerians.
So don't let us waste too much time on this. So he has to go to the particular location, or in this case of the mother of APC, did he went to the village where the woman was born, or where the woman is going to be buried? So, but this should not be a matter for national discussion.
In terms of governance priorities,
wait.
Governance priorities.
Priority, please.
When people's lives are, when people's lives are involved.
Can you allow me to finish? If you say that he didn't even care, but say he went to Benue and so on, how many times did Atiku visit Maiduguri? You remember the killing of, I forgot his name now, this guy who was even at what time I'm told was a commissioner in one of the governments in Maiduguri. How many times did he go there? I remember, as governor of Edo State, we initially decided to go to Maiduguri because no PDP leader, president, minister was ready to go there. So this one shouldn't talk as if they don't have history. So let's discuss what, for me, makes sense to the average Nigerian. I don't think Nigerians is about why should president pay a condolence visit. As that stopping on a Saturday from doing or attending to other state matters. Ordinary people. I also see very ordinary people, whether in Plateau or in Benue, you know, expressing these sentiments. I wish you were quoting someone who has a level of representation, not a man who has been serially defeated in presidential elections and who think that it's better right to be.
It still looks like some of you in APC are still worried and afraid of Atiku Abubakar. It's a major political factor.
How can you be worried over a rabbit that you have chased out of his hole a million times? How?
He was one
He's a rabbit that was in a PDP hole. He faced some smoke within the PDP he left. He was accommodated in APC, he failed. He went back to PDP, he failed. How can you be a favorite of a serial failure? How?
I mean, because the feeling.
I watched now in the other news about, a star who was accomplished. What is a frustrated vice president? I'm sorry to have to use this word. Because how do you describe a vice president who was a city president, went out of his party, the camp, and this man had to go to Supreme Court, whether a vice president who was the camp can retain the seat, because the same court tells us that it's one ticket. So, his own addition to legal jurisprudence, I'm not a lawyer. So, I plead with you, bring issues of people who can be said not to be, if their views are not influenced by political frustration or unsustainable political ambition.
The feeling, and you're not the only APC member that I speak to, or a leader in the APC, that feels some kind of vehemence in their voice when Atiku's matter comes up. Especially when there are those who feel that if there is a pairing of an Atiku and a Peter Obi, your government of APC and your party is in trouble, and a return might evidently be a mirage.
But this is your problem. You are one of these most seasoned TV hosts. How can you so easily forget your recent history? I can play back your comments when you are talking as if something new. Did Atiku not run with Obi before? And contested against APC? Were they not defeated?
Is a different scenario?
I don't know about what the difference. But you are suggesting wait.
About 6 million votes of Obi.
Oh. Throw any number you want to throw. But the point is that when these two ran together, they were roundly defeated by APC. So why are you suggesting if the two now, what they did before, what happened? So you are the one who is recycling history. They have a history of being defeated together, and they have a history of being defeated apart. They ran together, they were defeated. They ran separately, they were defeated. So they come back together, very good. They will still be defeated.
The scenarios are different. Just remember,
you see,
2015, just remember,
also have to be careful not to contradict yourself.
No. There are trends in political dynamics. In 2015, the vote of your candidate was different from 2019. He got a lesser full vote in 2019. It's still the same candidate. It's still Muhammad Buhari.
That is not correct. Now, I got you. I got you.
He got a lesser vote. I can put that figure for you.
Buhari had 3 million more votes because I was the chairman by 2019. Check the figures. Okay. Buhari had 3 million more votes than his run-out.
The question I'm asking,
so that's not correct,
is that your party got a lesser vote.
But wait,
just a moment, sir. 2023, your party had lesser vote.
Okay, can I answer it differently?
Okay, go ahead.
If your argument is based on the fact that situations are dynamic, that dynamism is restricted to opposition, is not also valid for the government of the day.
But look at what
the forces.
Look at what your party got in 2023.
Wait. I have had many things. By 2019, how many governors did APC had? By 2023, how many governors did we have? How many governors did we have in ACN? I was the only non-PDP governor in the South. By 2012 to 2016, when I left office. What is it today? So that dynamism, don't suggest as if it favors one thing. Atiku is now more battle-weary. When you don't forget, my background is textile and garment. When a fabric is weak, and you keep sewing it, at a point, it makes sense to throw it away.
How does that
this man you are worrying about, that you are wasting precious air time, it's not electable. So, and yet, we won. Yes, we won.
This time around, what gives you the assurance that there is a possibility that APC has a chance?
People like us, first I live in Kaduna, I'm a Kaduna guy. But let me say I'm a Kaduna boy. And very soon I'm going to Kaduna to attend one function. As a Kaduna boy, it's easy to hear from the street that the major issue that has bogged down Kaduna development for a long time, namely the semi-division which politicians have exploited between Southern Kaduna and Northern Kaduna, the new governor has woven them together. He has shown that a Muslim can associate with Christian by leading by example, right? And Christians have shown that have also shown that they can be at peace with Christians by the sort of thing they do now in Kaduna. Kaduna has returned to peace. Those religious bigots, they are retreating, and they are also beginning to enjoy the benefit of a increasingly unified state. I watched from Channel how many people were being killed in Kaduna. From you were hosting people to explain how as Kaduna, the capital of former northern Nigeria, a peaceful city, we used to call it a no man land where there's no emir, no oba, no nothing. People most everybody, it suddenly became what it became, even when my dear friend was there. But the good narrative now is that place is peaceful.
Who said if Goodluck Jonathan gets into the race, your party is in trouble?
Well, you know, people like to talk about party being in trouble, but let me comment on one thing. I think his statement by Shehu Garba, it has some merit. President Buhari is no more. It wasn't fair for the statement that Jonathan made. I mean, I have a lot of respect for him. Now, how can Jonathan be a threat? We defeated him before when PDP was truly PDP.
But he's having a swelling support
now. Eh?
He's having a lot of swelling support.
Let's define the word of support. Everybody has support. You don't have support. All it takes for me to do 3 face card for you and get 1 or 2 people to speak. If a man had a PDP at his best, at his peak, and he was defeated, I think only his enemy will push him to go into the race. There are other issues that may not be helpful to him. I think he has managed to demonstrate that out of power, you can be relevant and be at peace. If I were able to advise him, I will say, sir, maintain this status. You govern for 8 years. You don't have to govern for 9 years. Right? Out of 250 million Nigerians. And looking at how he ascended to that office. If I were him, I would spend the rest of my life trying to find relevance, which he has already found, and speaking, because that conceded defeat. And that is memorable quote about the blood of a Nigeria is not what's also. He should just allow those legacy to triumph.
Well, totally understand.
But we will defeat him if he comes out. Flatly. Very flatly.
Senator Adams.
Because now the South are no longer PDP. So where is he going to start from?